everything and everything. My own personal person. Because we need to launch this book and we need to launch this book and we need to eat as well. My voice is a bit low, maybe because I haven't eaten. Yeah, George, sort of that food out. Come on, you fuel on this car, go move off. Give me what I eat, I give you light. Come bring me here with Afago and men expect to shout. They are possible. Yes, Lady Caroline, Carlo, thank you for coming. You look beautiful. Can we please give that beautiful lady a befitting seat? When the time comes. You know, an armed robber stole a clock from the church. They asked him why. He said because God's style is the best. Why you do everything where they this church, not only clock you can steal? He said because God's time is the best. And if you check him, you go see say God's time is the best. We're going to interview the gentleman now, the writer of these books. Only him the writer, only him the mental health nurse, only him the escort, only him. Prince Eze Ihenacho, can you come over please, ladies and gentlemen? I hand over to FaunteeWrites, who is going to coordinate the interview. Thank you.
Thank you, Princess, for that. Yeah, I know that everyone here is wondering what is our word in metaphors. You know, he has woven so many metaphoric stories to, you know, highlight and to, you know, give us an insight into the complex foundations of this world. The very elusive theories that have so long kept us all in the dark, he has decoded them today, and he's going to let us into, you know, his understanding of these theories that he believes are the source of the malfunctions that we have, you know, in the world today. So I will ask everyone to please pay attention, because this is the most important part of this book launch, because we really need to get into the mind of the author so that, you know, you can gain something which, you know, ordinary readers will never get. Because when you hear from the author himself, he's going to explain each word that he has used and why he chose to use that word. So today, let's listen carefully and understand where he's coming from. And I'm going to be asking my prince, I call him, you know, a philosopher as well, because when I have chats with him, you can see that he goes deeper into topics to really give you that thing to make you have to start thinking, where is he coming from? And this book, which is written in metaphors, and he said is driven by the truth. And I want to find out, what is the truth in this book?
Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for being here. The question I've been asked to answer is, what is the truth? I want to make everybody appreciate that the absence of the truth means lies. And the absence of the truth means all forms of theories. But once you find out the truth, there will be no more lies, and there will be no more theories. What I believe the truth to be is quite simple. Anything that is unequivocal, anything you cannot contest objectively, anything you cannot contest objectively, because the only way you can contest with the truth is from a subjective angle. For example, when you say, whose truth is it? That's a subjective angle. Anything that you cannot contest objectively, anything that is unequivocal, anything that can stand the test of time, is the truth. And ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you that the reason we have all malfunctioned is quite simply that those who were the architects of our world laid very false foundations based on malfunctioning theories, concepts, and ideologies. I'll give you an example. You know, I've looked at the human species and I've tried to examine all other species. And I found that we are the only creature on this planet that has the power of creativity and productivity. No other animal has that. No other species has that. And it's important we understand this simple concept, because that is the beginning. When we get the beginning right, I can assure you, we'll get the middle and the end right. Okay? But once you have it wrong from the beginning, every other thing will run riot. Foundation is key. So let's go to that foundation. That is my job. I am an advocate for humanity. It is not a simple task. I feel sorry for being that. I wish somebody else did it. Heavy weight on my shoulder. In fact, it is because of this heavy weight that I have written my funeral oration at the back of this book. Because I do understand the challenges that face anybody who tries to look at the whole project and tries to bring forth the truth. It means that anything can happen, because in any system where you have malfunctioning concepts, ideologies, and theories, there are lots of people feeding from it. And they don't want the truth revealed because they feel threatened. I've described such people, because I believe in metaphor, I describe such people as dogs clinging on to a dangerous bone. Now, a dog cannot differentiate between bones. All a dog is attracted to is a bone. Now, when a dog grabs that bone, even though it is dangerous and toxic, it doesn't want to give it up easily because it believes in it. Okay? However, my job is to say to this dog, I'm sorry, that is a dangerous bone. If you eat it, you will die. I've got a better bone for you. Okay? It could be that in the process of doing that, the dog might bite me. Can you begin to understand where I'm coming from? So, I've decided to unleash the truth as I know it, in the knowledge that I live a life which is transient. We are not here to stay. You must get that straight. When you get to the truth that you asked me about, first of all, you begin to understand the nature of your tenancy on this planet. And when you understand that, the nature of the tenancy on this planet, then you will begin to see the things that possibly the natural eyes might not see. Now let me tell you, because this is a very important question, that's why I want to dig into it a bit more. Let me tell you where the dangerous concepts came about. I've spoken a lot. If you check my videos on Facebook and elsewhere, you'll see where I am talking about the fact that it's only the human species that carries two elements. One is physical, the other is spiritual. Other animals haven't got the spiritual part, they are just physical. That's why they kill you, they eat you, that's it. Because they are only physical, they are propelled by nature only. We are the ones propelled by nature. Though we come in from a very natural angle, but our existence is driven by nature. Without it, nothing happens. You can have a baby now, don't speak to that baby. Don't do it, the baby will die because nature has nothing to offer that baby. But you can have another animal right now, that animal will stand and start walking. Will start walking. An ape, 3-year-old ape, is totally independent of the parent. Totally. And will survive in the wild. No human species can survive even as an adult in the wild without harming themselves. Now, so the physical and the spiritual. Why we had layers of fiction Why we had layers of fiction in our world was because the human eyes that represents the physical is very poor. Our eyesight, you need to understand, is very poor compared to every other creature out there. We can't see. We think we can see, but we can't see. We see very little. And you remember, the power we have is in the spiritual, in the mind. This is why when you have even a dog beside you, the dog will start barking before you start inquiring. Because we can't see. As we are standing here, there are particles, millions of particles dropping, but we can't see it. We can't see them. Even when they settle on the floor, we can't still see them until we do like this. Yeah. Then we begin to see. Now this tells you that because of this limited nature, when we act based on what we can see, we cause all sorts of trouble. Because our eyesight is so limited, we can't see much, but we think we can see. It is when we develop our minds that we can take that short-sightedness, take it down into our heart, go deeper and understand it. You see, when you see young children out there stabbing themselves, they are judging based on what they can see, because they can't see deep, they can't interpret. Okay? When you hear that America is planning to go and bomb this and that, they are interpreting based on what they can see. Their heart is not deep. Because when you interpret with your heart, as a child, the first thing you will think about is how painful it will be for your mother if somebody killed you. Now when you understand that, you will know the pain of another mother if you tampered with their children. Because you are now interpreting with your heart. So a lot of the policies you see in our world, the concepts, the ideologies and theories are based on what the eye can see. And your eyes can see very little. You need to get into the spiritual realm. That is where you come from. Because we're carrying the breath of God, the breath of creation. That's why we are creativity. We need to, when we understand this concept, our world will start changing. And let me be very frank with you, and then I'll hand over to you. There is more than enough in this world to go around. And we don't need to share it equally, trust me. Because we are not all equal. I will eat more food than any smaller person here, than baby. But we will all be contented. And there is enough space in this world for everybody. Be rest assured, I'm telling you this is a fact. Our world is not small. It is just that we have damaged it so much, and then we are now feeling congested. Because people are running away from where they are supposed to be based. So the world is big. It's just that we are being run by people who only are working with what their eyes can see. I thank you for that.
You can see what I mean when I say he is a philosopher, and he thinks even more, deeper than you can imagine. This book is 222 pages, and he still has more. I had to stop him. I said, no, you can't keep writing. If not, you're going to write, a book nobody can finish. So let's end this book here. We can, carry over to the next book with the stories. Now, there's something, you've been touching, and it's run through the book. And that is about the faulty theories, the faulty foundations, and all that. And one of the things that you touched so much was the family, relationships, 9 to 5, and the limited human academic theory, the human academic system. Could you tell me how, can you explain to people so that they can come in with you into these theories and how they are really affecting the world and humanity flow?
Those are a combination of things. Which one do you want me to take on first?
Okay, I want you to I would like you to take on the family and relationships.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the biggest problems also that humanity had was the appreciation of man and woman. Remember, everything you see in this world, everything And there is nothing else called humanity other than a man and a woman. Nothing else. If you call it anything else, then you are inviting apes and monkeys. You are inviting others. No. Humanity is just a man and a woman. And every problem we have had in this world stems from man and the woman. And it's all based on those dangerous concepts, ideologies, and theories because of lack of understanding. But we want to get the understanding. And we must get the understanding. In order to get the understanding, you've got to shred everything that you hear about political correctness, everything you hear about diplomacy, everything because all these are coded to make you malfunction. The most important thing is for us to know that man and woman they are different, but they cannot do without the other. Let me make it very clear. When it comes to humanity and creativity, productivity, when the Bible tells you you need two or three, before, it can't be one. Let me make it simple. You have a baby right now. You have a baby, of course you will need two people to have that baby. That's the starting point. But you see that baby, like I said, that baby could have the biggest brain. But let me make it clear that that brain will be dormant until the baby is 70. If you haven't interacted, you need to engage that baby in order to extract. If you research feral children that people perceive were brought up by animals, the first thing you find out about them is that they have no language, they can't speak. Because no human being had interacted with them. So you can have the biggest brain in the world, it will not work. So when you look at the family setup, man and woman, the story the Bible told me, I wasn't there, but what I try to do is, any stories I see in the Bible, what I try to do with them is quite simple. I don't want to take them literally and accept them totally, but I try to reason with it because that story has a message for me. Let me then tell you why we began to malfunction. We began to malfunction because Adam was made the project manager of a garden. Adam was given straight instructions about this place. Eve was a visitor. She came later. Whether you like it or not, she came later. That means we have an overall manager whose job is to make sure that the new arrival understands everything. And he has to ensure that before he leaves, that the new arrival understands where the dangers lie. In fact, Adam was a lucky man because he had only one thing, only one fruit, only one to guard against. But he made a mess of it, as most of our men do today. Now it's important we understand it. Adam did not, I know why I feel the way I feel because of that story. Adam did not make Eve to understand the seriousness of this particular tree. Because if I were Adam, even if I will still get a red card, I don't care, but I will make sure if I am leaving, knowing that this particular tree is critical, I will run around it. I will do something to make sure, because I know the human condition. If you tell somebody, don't touch this, don't touch this. If you don't take action to make sure, when you are not around, they will go and check whether, what is this thing about? This thing I shouldn't touch. What is in it? That's part of human condition. So Adam did not do that. And do you know why I knew that Adam did not take this seriously? Why I knew was because when Eve gave it to him, He didn't get too angry. He didn't say, why? Because if it were me, I'll say, why? No, why did you do this? No. We need to go to God and apologize because I told you you shouldn't take this. But if you read the Bible, you'll find that Adam wasn't forced to eat it. There was no time we were told that Eve forced the thing into him. No. So Eve committed one crime, but Adam committed 3. No, Eve committed 1, yes, by eating the fruit, yeah? But look at what Adam did. 1, he failed to take charge of that particular tree. 2, he ate the thing. He wasn't forced. It wasn't forced down his throat. Now, the biggest crime he committed was now trying to blame both God and Eve. Because when God asked him, he began, yes. And this is what a lot of men are getting wrong today. That's why you can't even say the truth anymore. You are all looking for something. Say the truth. Let the truth kill you and not the truth that killed you and go to heaven. So, yeah. So Adam now said to God, it is that woman you gave me. Now, can you see? He's blaming both God and the woman. The woman you gave me. So it is you and the woman, not me. Can you see? So I need to round that off because it's important we understand what we should be doing now, here and now. Because I need people to know that because of the state of our world, let me be very frank, my deeper mind tells me that there is manipulation going on. Manipulation to the extent where it is like there is a systemic thing going on that we don't even want families anymore. There is so much, it's like the world has become so big, but it's a lie that we prefer these children to become useless so that the 1% can keep holding everybody at ransom. So we're going to put fire in the marriage and make sure that husband and wife, any little thing they can part, and then the children can waste. There seems to be that dangerous thing floating, because I've sat back to think about it. Under normal circumstances, if we are reasonable, we'll be saying, no, you have had children. You too have to be responsible to bring them up. You too have to be responsible, because we know what happens to children when 2 parents are all over the place. We can't cope with the madness you put on society when 2 of you are apart. Because statistics shows us clearly that even the ones brought up by the government are even worse. The government they're not good parents anyway. So thank you. So my deeper mind tells me there is something that we might not yet interpret that is systemic, looking to just damage the 99% for the sake of the 1%. But let me tell the 1%, and I hope the 1% understands. Like the dog with a dangerous bone. If that dog eventually eats that dangerous bone, the dog will be dead. If you get what I mean. I talk in metaphors. I hope you understand that. The 1% represent the dog with a dangerous bone. And we are saying, no, there is an alternative. But if you eat this dangerous bone, you will die. Simple as that. I hope you get the story. So families need to get together. Mothers and fathers need to stick it out. Only where there is violence, only where your life becomes in danger, would you depart. Because the children you have there are potent weapons, potent force. And I tell you something, what nature offers every child is the ability to destroy. You don't have to go to school to learn it. That's why when you have a 2-year-old here, without teaching that 2-year-old, they will scatter everywhere. They will scatter you. It doesn't need to learn it. But it can take you a lifetime to teach that 2-year-old how to arrange. It can. So nature offers us the ability to destroy. And when you get parenting wrong, and that's why I have written a chapter there, hopefully someone is going to be looking into that, I called it Generational Components to Domestic Violence. Because I want to look at the things that really can force two parents to go their part. Because that is where the children now becomes at risk and severe risk. And we need to amend it. Because you can't amend what you haven't understood. That's why I had to unleash right there. Thank you.
Thank you. As you can see, we have a lot of theories in this book which are challenging the theories and foundations we already have. One of the theories that he has, brought into this book to challenge some of the things that are happening is the one he calls the 5-finger theory. And he has 19 questions for the readers to, tackle when you read this book. But I'm going to ask him one of those questions so that he can also let us in to his mind. And the question I'm going to ask you from these questions that you are asking us, the readers, is: can the hand function effectively if one of the fingers is weakened or damaged? Did you get the question?
I got it.
Yep.
Can the hand function effectively if one of the fingers is weakened or damaged? The answer is a capital no. Even though the hand will still function, but it will not be to the maximum. It's as simple as that. Okay? Now, I would love everybody to show me their 5 fingers, please. I'm quite sure all of us have it. Even though they tell us this is the thumb, and people say it might not be, it is also part of the fingers. Because we have the index fingers, and you can name all of them, but they're all fingers. I know all of us have it. Now, you look at these 5 fingers, yeah? Actually, the 5 fingers represent our families, our communities, our nations, our continents, and our world. You can relate the 5 fingers to these: your family, your community, nation, continent. Now, when you look at these 5 fingers, just follow me and think about it. They are sitting on one base. The base contains them all. They all have their locations. All of them. None chose its location. And I'm quite sure you will all agree with me. Now, the base they share is the commonality, like we are all in the same world, in the same family, in the same community. That is the base. So you can relate that. Now, beyond that base, you begin to see differences. Okay? You begin to see differences. And those differences are so essential because if 2 fingers become the same, the hand will start malfunctioning. Because each has to be different. Are you walking? Even though they are different, even though they are of different sizes, trust me, none is more or less important than the other. Because they all have specific role to play. I can assure you, even if I were a twin, I will be, there is something about my personality that will be different from my twin. So we are all different. Now you see, for this hand to be at its maximum, now answering that your question, each finger has to be strong, has to be healthy, has to be independent. These 3 things must occur. For this hand to be at its most potent, each finger, that means each family, each community, each nation, each continent has to be strong, has to be healthy, has to be independent in order to harness their unique attributes and maximize their unique attributes, because they are going to pull all of them together to make this hand, the world, a strong place. Now, if any should malfunction, if any should crumble, then you have a problem, because the others will have to overcompensate, and the overall efficiency of the hand will be weakened automatically, whether you like it or not. Now, the fingers can fellowship and mix together, which is necessary, but none can take each other's position. They can't swap places. It's impossible. So we need to begin to understand these concepts in order to understand the current state of the real state of humanity, so that we can harness in ourselves what it is we have and learn to work together and connect for us to have a potent world, knowing very well that we are all going to depart, whether we like it or not. I thank you.
Yeah, and okay. Thank you so much, Ben. I'm learning a lot here, and I'm sure that everybody's, taking in a lot. In view of, I'm asking you a question now. In view of the malfunctions that we are witnessing in the world and in, humanity, relationships, and things like that, is there any hope for humanity?
There is. There is. Totally, there is. The human species is resilient. It's awesome. In fact, when you see a piece I wrote there about, in quote, me being an automobile engineer, I had to praise this vehicle called humanity, because humanity is actually a vehicle built to have 4 wheels. Now, if we are limping right now on two, because that's what we have. That is what they gave us, only 2 wheels. We are supposed to be 4 wheels. Think of what will happen when we understand and then add the other 2 wheels. So humanity is creativity, because it's creativity and productivity. It has capacity to change. You must understand that the whole reason why we are the way we are today is because we were fed with dangerous concepts, dangerous ideologies, dangerous theories. Now, it is because it is the input that dictates the output. Now, we are introducing a new input, okay? It's automatic that once we subscribe to a new input, we will have a different output. And that is why I keep saying to people, please, for me, and I'm quite sure for any reasonable human being present, the definition of insanity is quite simply when you are expecting a different outcome, but you keep on repeating the same old thing. Okay? So, if we can now begin to understand the new concepts, the new ideologies, the new theories, okay, that will enhance humanity, once we subscribe to it or to them, the outcome will be automatic. Okay, so, and I know that because humanity is both productivity as well as creativity, it has it in it to change, because we carry cognition. That's the power of the mind. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I close, this is going to be my last question, and this last question is something that, the first time I met Prince Ihenacho, and we spoke and all that, I was like, for somebody to be thinking this way, there's something behind it. Who is this man? Who are you?
That confuses me sometimes. I can assure you, that does confuse me sometimes. Sometimes I wake up and I'll start writing. Let me tell you something about me. I think it's important you know. I wasn't an easy child. My parents will tell you that. I wasn't an easy child. Yeah. No, I know that. Yeah. If you, yeah. Honestly, I think I was born to challenge things. And let me be very honest with you. When you see I think the first or second chapter somewhere where I wrote about the impact of the truth. Yeah? When I described the 9-year-old and Mr. J, the 9-year-old was me. I better be honest, okay? Yeah, I better be honest. It was me. I just had to put it that way. And I do have my sister here, so who can testify? in fact, well, I'll talk about them in a minute when I get the chance. I wasn't an easy child, okay? And my father wanted me to become a priest. That was all he wanted me to become. And I'm happy I have some of my old boys from the seminary here. Some of them are here. And he enrolled me. I did pass my exams. It's not those days where people go and buy things and buy, no. It was an expensive school. My father, all he wanted was to answer the father of a vicar. But because of my father wasn't an easy father as well, because he was a teacher, he had the cane always beside him. So I had to go because that's what he wanted. In my second year, my father died. So as soon as he died, and I've been thinking this place is not for me. I was involved in, I was, honestly, I didn't feel I was in the right place. And of course, if you follow my writing, you will find out that I write things like, to be religious is to be dangerous. I have a reason for saying that. So, as soon as my father disappeared, I had to disappear too. To the dismay of my mother and the rest of them. But when I know what I want, when I believe what I want, I'm unstoppable. Only God and death can stop me. And I want each of you gathered here to be that way. Once you find what it is, because you see, each of us has a talent. And that is why we interact. And that's why I say, read the book, read it. Because I believe it's going to spark something in you. That's why we have creativity. We have to spark one another. I'm not joking. You're going to be sparked. Something will just trigger. And suddenly you realize where you're supposed to be without knowing it all along. So, when I left seminary, I decided to, in fact, my thinking was to become an engineer. I thought I was going to go and become. I went into a trade school and started learning mechanical engineering. I tell you, at a point, in fact, until 2010, until 2009, I never thought about writing. I've had discussions with people before, and they say, you should be writing, you should be writing. But look, I haven't got the energy to write an article. I didn't have the energy to write an article, let alone write a book. But you know what? One day, it just dawned on me. I always listen to radio, 909, BBC, channel 909. I always listen to it. And then it was on the 27th of November 2009 when Tiger Woods' wife wanted to take his head off. And you know why. Now, the issue of infidelity carried on. It wasn't only Tiger Woods, it was also Rowan Keating, it was it was Ashley Cole, it was all of, that week. So about infidelity. Then something struck my head because I have a social work background. Something clicked. I said, why are we talking about infidelity and all they are telling us is about all these men? Then I thought it is either they are telling us that infidelity is good for some and bad for the other. Because these men, everybody knew they were married. Okay? And as far as infidelity is concerned, it is two consenting adults. It cannot, this is not rape, this is not sexual harassment. So I thought to myself, what about the women involved in this thing? Women, I'm sorry, but I have to be honest. Because one of the women I interviewed during that book called Hard Hitting, she told me, oh, infidelity. You know men, you people are dogs. You people are dogs. Then I said to her, sorry, madam, but who are these men dogs with? There you go. There you go. Anyway, to cut a long story short, immediately, my spirit immediately said, no, you got to write about this one. I wanted to find out. It's not, and I wasn't writing that hard hitting you see there because I want to condone or condemn infidelity. I just wanted to find out why. What are the factors behind it? Because, in fact, it was the media I was chasing at that moment. Because for the media not to be condemning the thing, oh, they're talking about the men that are doing it. That means, and in fact, I did find out, some girls are after footballers to sleep with them so that either they get the money from the footballer or the media will pay them. So I had to go into that book. And then I thought to myself, that was going to be my only book. I thought that was what I thought because I didn't plan to write. But after writing that book, yeah, it was like I was in an ocean and things began to happen. I will be driving sometimes, something comes in my head. I said, what? So that's how I'm snookered. And right now, my thoughts, if not that I work in the mental health, they would have detained me by now. Yes. My friend Bob there knows by now FB conversation group would have referred me for mental health assessment. And of course it will be my colleague there that will carry it out, or the other one over there. Anyway, so that's my evolution, and I just hope that we can all learn to work together. We can all learn to bring out the beauty, because I tell you, the beauty of humanity lies somewhere in the horizon. And I tell you, we are about to get the theories and concepts and ideologies that can bring out the beauty of humanity to our amazement for the first time in the history of mankind. I can assure you that. And it's not all about me, it's about you and me. I thank you.
Who are you?
Have I not answered who am I? Have I not?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
Who am I? You know me now. Thank you. Thank you.
You have heard a lot, but you haven't even heard, 1/4 of what is in this book. Let me read out some of the, table of contents of what you are going to, you are going to have to dig into and find out for yourself what is really running in the mind of this man. Now, we have our world as an aircraft, our world as the human body, our world as a journey on a motorway or freeway, our world as a tree, our world as a football, our world as a car, the five-finger theory illustrated, chicken and egg in humanity resolved, inspiration, how rational are human beings, the limited human design academic system, reasons for the malfunction in humanity, the correct order of our world, two warring nations over identity, generational components to domestic violence, black people and overrepresentation in mental health in London, success and failure, mixed reactions following receipt of award, and of course, his funeral oration is in this book. We worked so hard for this book before this book came out. In fact, when we printed the first one, we had to print it before editing because it was voluminous. We worked tirelessly over this book. He knows that. So this is not a cheap book. And if you go home today without this book, I don't know what else you'll be reading this year and in your lifetime, because this is another theory, just developed, and we all need to tap into it today. So thank you so much without taking much of your time. Thanks. And my name is Faustina Anyanwu, and My name is Faustina Anyanwu. I'm a co-publisher with FaunteeWrites Limited, and we are the publishers of the book. This book, as it is now, is available in Amazon, Waterstone, Book Depository, Eden Books, and so many other places. If you just Google the name, you will see so many of where you can buy them. But we have to buy them today before we go. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Faustina. Thank you very much, Prince Eze. Ladies and gentlemen, I think he has said everything inside this book. Just get the book. It's quite interesting. Everything, all the chapters written in the book are out of human experiences. He didn't just imagine them. Most of them were life experiences. They were reflections, things that actually happened. You know, so it would be nice to read the book, not just one book. At the time I can't be praised, I beg, make that food no go sour. Because if you leave this guy here, he will talk richness tomorrow. I think we are going to eat our dinner now. It's very ready. We need to go table by table. But I can assure you we have enough for everybody. Please, if there's anything you see there you don't understand, don't bother eating it. We've come for quick lunch. I think I'll beg you, I don't want to write reports. If you see anything there, where you don't understand, no, just eat them. If you are still fasting like me, please continue your any attempt to fast. I go come restaurant, I can't do fast. I did joke. we are going to eat our food now. DJ, if you can give us some like refreshment.
DJ Cassie, the flash, the famous turntables.
I just wanna love you, baby.
You already know what time it is, baby.
Baby, tell me where you there. You don't care when I don't get mine now. I just wanna hold you tight. Now your body where they touch my brain. Urubia, my baby, my baby, my baby, no they come para. My baby, no they boya. Taking off the level, my baby, to my go. Hope say you the baby to me do. My baby, no they come para. My baby, no they boya. Taking off the level, my baby, to my go. Hope say you the baby to me do. I go talk you like carrot too. I go talk you like banana. I go walk you like banana. I never got you. I feel in my garage. You know the woman, no. She be baby. You know the woman, no. Your lips so big when you function. Think your waist is out of proportion. Treat on your backside is like excursion. You can take my booty, I don't mind extortion. Yeah, I'm busting the blue like a romance. Real place, but not the best. What's up with you? But I should relax. Oh, fuck you, you
My name is Abiola Koiki. I'm here live at the poetry right now, where we get our fresh eggs. Okay, sorry about that. As you can see, yeah, we are in Mock 7987 farms, and this is our fresh eggs. You can see live eggs coming straight from the farm. We are right here in Ijebu Ayekwe, and this is what I sell. My name is Abiola Koiki. Any order from 200 is free delivery within Lagos, and at any time you can always get in touch with me on 070-1977-1488. I bring straight farm eggs, fresh. You can see. Yeah, that's my partner Lanre, and that's my second partner, that's Tony. We are live to you from our farm right now, and we are live from Ijebu Ode. We'll be bringing some eggs to Lagos for Lagos people. I have some delivery in Surulere, kilo precisely. Kilo will be in your zone in another 4 hours. We are picking our eggs right now. So, Allah, your boy. Thank you, viewers, and thank you for following me and watching me on Facebook. Yeah, we all love you. Bye. Yeah, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Abiola Koiki. I'm here live at the poetry right now, where we get our fresh eggs. Okay, sorry about that. As you can see, yeah, we are